Hey, how you doing? Chris Verselli here. Thanks a lot for stopping by my website and checking out video number 6 in my 7-part series called Helpful, Practical, and Easy to Implement Strategies for Maintaining a Healthy Back. Today I'm going to talk about something that is going to be really critical for you to start to implement in order to maintain the health to your back over the long term. And it could be the difference between you having a serious back injury and not having one. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about proper lifting techniques. Okay, so what are proper lifting techniques and why are they important? Okay, that's what we're going to cover here in this video. So first of all, I want to just do a little bit of a review of something that I discussed in a previous video when I talked about proper posture. Okay, and what that was the pressure on the disc and why it's important to maintain even pressure on the disc. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of review that with you. So these discs have a gel-like substance inside. That gel has the ability to move all throughout the disc. When there is excessive pressure on the front part of the disc, that gel actually starts to move towards the back. And that can actually create a situation where that disc will start to stretch and it will eventually bulge and possibly herniate, which will cause impingement on the nerve. That's what can create very serious back pain. And if you know anybody with a disc bulge or disc herniation, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe even you have one. But what I want to talk about is how improper lifting techniques can actually create disc bulges, and proper lifting techniques can actually prevent disc bulges. Okay, so what are improper lifting techniques? Okay, I'm going to stand back here a little bit so you can see me better. So an improper lifting technique is one where you are using your spine as the driving force to pull your arms up with that object in your hand. So in other words, you've got something in your hand, let's say it's a spine, and you are using your spine to move your hands up, okay? That's improper lifting technique, and you've heard this before. Lift with your legs, not with your back, right? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. So what you're going to want to do instead is you're going to want to maintain proper posture, meaning that you're going to actually have your chest facing forward the entire time, and you're going to actually push your butt out and allow yourself to descend with your hands in front of you, okay? And then you're going to grab that object and you're going to drive your legs down in order to bring your weight up. Okay, that's going to allow you to not have excessive pressure on the disc. Because if you grab that object and you're in this position, guess what? You've got all that pressure on the front part of your discs. And as soon as you have that object in your hand, now that object is pulling on your spine even more, and it's causing a lot of pressure to be put on that front part of the disc. That is not something that you want to have happen. Now, you've probably heard somebody in your life at some point tell you, like, oh, I just bent down to pick up a pencil and all of a sudden my back went out and then I found out I had a bulging disc. I've worked with clients that have said that same thing. Well, that didn't happen right away. That happened over time. And then improper lifting techniques and the poor posture, putting all that pressure on the front part of the disc, finally just couldn't handle any excessive pressure on the front anymore. And that one little movement, picking up that pencil and doing it improperly, just made that disc bulge out just enough to pinch that nerve. So you don't want to let that happen. So here's an easy way that you can prevent that. Okay? You're going to suck in your stomach as tight as you can. Okay? When you suck in your stomach, you're not going to be able to bend forward very far. Okay? If you're really keeping that tight, you're only going to be able to bend forward just a little bit, and it's going to be mostly at your mid and upper back. And if you keep your stomach sucked in like that and you go down, now you're not going to have much problem maintaining good posture while you are trying to lift that object. However, if you just let your stomach be loose, now you can bend down a lot farther. So this is an easy way to maintain that posture. So you're going to suck in your stomach, you're going to drive your butt out, you're going to put your arms out in front of you, and you're going to descend, grab the object, and drive your legs into the ground so that you pull that object up. Now, let's say you're going to just pick it up with one hand. So I got a chair here. You can also use a table or you can use a countertop. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put one arm on the object, do that same technique with the stomach, suck it in tight, same thing with the butt, push it out to the back, Then you're going to bend down and you're going to grab that object with your dangling hand, and then you're going to push with the other hand and drive with your legs. Okay, that's going to keep you from getting wrenched this way, because that can be just as dangerous as getting wrenched this way. Okay, so really try to be mindful of that. Anytime you go to pick something up, just remember, suck in your stomach, push your butt back, drive with your legs, and pick that object up. If you're doing it with one hand, make sure you're putting the other hand on something to give yourself some support. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful for you. Try to implement that right away, and just be mindful of it every time that you go to bend over. And email me with any questions that you have, and I'll be happy to help you out. All right, so have a great day.